Welcome to Module 12 of the BDAP 101, where we'll be discussing in-process applications. As a reminder, clients who are listed in process are listed that way because we're missing vital information. This status triggers NewCare to check with BDAP about a client's eligibility to fill and serves as a tracking mechanism for the BDAP to ensure a client is fully enrolled. Clients might be in process for a number of reasons, but here are some common ones. A client may have been enrolled urgently who needed to submit eligibility documentation in the case of a same-day start or a rapid start eligibility determination. If the client is transferring from one agency in Iowa to another, if a client has not had a viral load drawn in the last 12 months, if a client has applied or should apply for Medicaid and is waiting a determination, if a client has missed insurance or Medicare open enrollment and is enrolled on medication assistance, if a client has enrolled in an insurance plan with a future start date, if a client began new employment in the last 30 days and has not received 30 days of income at the time of enrollment or renewal. These are extenuating circumstances and special situations in which exception to policies could be considered. The ADAP benefits box in REMI on the client's landing page will always indicate if a client is in process and what items are needed to remove the client from in process. It should also appear on your case manager dashboard. So here you can see the client's ADAP status is listed as in process. And in the feedback note, we've indicated what's needed in order to remove from in process. So client will need to submit check stubs in the next 30 days and insurance cards once received to be removed from in process. Once you've received the missing or outstanding documentation, you must request to remove the client from in process to place the client in an ongoing approved status. BDAP does not receive an alert if you upload the documentation to the client's profile. If time allows, we will reach out to remind you that a client is in process and what documentation is needed to fully enroll. So in the previous example, the case manager has received income, the updated income, and a copy of the client's Wellmark ASI card and is ready to request the client be removed from in process. It is the expectation that you will continue to reach out to your client to obtain the missing documentation during the client's in process status. The BDAP and NewCare will reach out to ask for an update when the client attempts to fill for a second time, and every 30 days until the client is removed from in process. So please continue to work with your client and stress to them it's truly important to obtain the necessary information to complete their enrollment. So in this section, we're talking about how to remove a client from in process. So in order to remove a client from in process, you need to take the following steps. Step 1 is to upload the missing information to the client's profile under the appropriate upload category, such as income, insurance, etc. Step 2 is to be sure to update any sections that have changed since their original application. For example, if a client has gained insurance, be sure you update the insurance section with their new insurance information. If a client now has income, please update the income section. Step 3, on the client's landing page under Program Forms, you'll select New Form and choose ADAP. Once the new form appears, you will select Other from the drop-down menu. Please check the box that says Remove from in process. If any other boxes are relevant, please select those as well. In this example, the client now has income and insurance updates, so both of these boxes should be selected and these sections updated. Step 5 is that in the comment box of the core section, you're providing a brief explanation as to why you're requesting the client be removed from in process. An example is included in the following slide. Step 6, when selecting the remove from in process status, income or household update, and insurance update TrueRx boxes, subforms will auto-populate. You may copy and paste what was written in the comment box of the core section in these areas. Step 7, you then attach the supporting documentation to the application and submit for review. Using this example, we're removing a client from in process because they have provided their income and their insurance information. So case manager is requesting to remove client from in process. The client has provided case manager with his most recent 30 days worth of income and enrolled in the ASI Wellmark plan. Both his income and insurance cards are attached. Rather than reinvent the wheel, we encourage you to copy and paste what you put in the comment box in each of the relevant boxes as seen here. So we've simply copied and pasted the income and household update and removed from in process status boxes. Please note that not removing a client from in process will delay their ability to fill their medications. We cannot give presumptive eligibility. It's strictly outlawed by HRSA, but we are able to give someone temporary availability or eligibility rather. So not removing a client from this temporary status delays their ability to fill their medications. Please be sure to follow up with your client as often as needed to obtain the missing information to fully enroll them. And please utilize your ADAP dashboard in REMI to see who remains in process or what information is needed to fully enroll.